Hello there, guys. Welcome back to another one. It was a beautiful game of football yesterday. The World Cup is still going on, and yeah, the time scheduling is crazy at my side. It's crazy. I thought it was absolutely fantabulous, but it's crazy. 3 games have passed by actually. I'm recording this right before the USA versus Paraguay foot game, right? And I'm doing this because, yeah, I just have a lot to say about the 3 games that have occurred. And I don't want it to be mixed up with the USA versus Paraguay games. I want that one to be maybe on Sunday again. I'll do a review of 2 or 3 games again that have occurred, or maybe those games that are occurring like the whole night of Sunday, because I think it's occurring at the night of my own Sunday. But the World Cup has started very well. We can actually say that the World Cup have started very well, and it's absolutely immense because I actually did plan of maybe doing something outside, like maybe outside of my room, and then just recording myself outside of the room, maybe in the park or something like that. But I'm really quite having the confidence in that. But we get there, we get there, we get there. But it's just a little bit of me ranting. By the way, the first game, Mexico versus South Africa. I understand everybody was supporting Mexico, including myself. I was supporting Mexico because I don't actually like the South African football team from the beginning. I've seen the way they played against the Nigerian football team, against the Super Eagles, and it has led to my bias against them. But it was just very appalling the way they approached the game yesterday. They approached the game like they didn't want to play, as if they wanted to defend. Yes, we understand Mexico was at home, but that does not mean you should not exploit the weaknesses of Mexico, because actually seeing them play yesterday, or let's say day for yesterday, last night, actually did show that Mexico still have some problem in transition and also in the midfield a little bit. And why don't you exploit that? Why you decide to come with a back three and defend like your whole life depends on it? And then you're 1-0 down, and then you still decided to keep on defending. Yes, I understand home advantage, and maybe you don't want the home team to lose because it's the beginning of the World Cup and they are the one hosting and stuff like that. But the truth of the matter is you still have to play football. But South Africa did not play football. Mexico were the only ones who were available on the pitches on that night, last night. Looking at the stats here, it says 3 shots, 2 on target. Well, very good that out of your 3 shots, 2 were on target. That literally means 80%, or yes, 80%. But just 3 shots in a whole 90-minute game, that's too bad from you, South Africa. That's too bad from you. And Mexico was just the better team. And the big question is, how do teams or how do countries approach the game of their football? Now, I think watching 3 games now has actually really shown me that the player that is in form or that is on form, and which player can you rely on? Now, I'll give example. Mexico, their informed player is sorry if I mispronounce his name, Quinones. He's on form. I checked his stats in the Saudi Pro League, and he had 37 goals and 4 assists in 35 games. Absolutely insane. Some of you might say, oh, it is Saudi Pro League, it's not a major league. But it's still a major league in a way. Some of you goats is there. Some of you, your goat is there. So scoring 37 goals and 4 assists in 35 games, league games, which means the whole season is scored 37. That's an informed player. And yesterday, they could also rely on him. But apart from him, they could rely on a player like Raul Jimenez. Sorry, I initially actually thought Raul Jimenez was from Costa Rica. But seeing him yesterday actually showed me that the guy is from Mexico. One. Now I'm thinking, can Raul Jimenez come to Chelsea? If the board of directors, sorry, I'm relating to Chelsea, but if the board of directors actually did say they want experience, he's 35 years old. He has played in the big leagues. He has played in Atletico Madrid, Wolverhampton, Fulham, and Benfica. And like, yeah, you not majorly big teams, but it's one type of player you can say has this experience and then can lead the team. I knew when he was playing at home, it was tremendous, actually. I do use him on FIFA. I'm not comparing FIFA to real life, but the truth of the matter is, he has been tremendous. So I'm just looking at it now. Can the Chelsea board of directors actually look at Raul Jimenez and say, okay, guy, can you just come in 1-2 seasons or 3 seasons, help us out? And yeah, why not? Yes, I know we have like 5 strikers right now on the bench, but it's very tough to really listen to Chelsea. But yesterday is a player that Mexico can rely on. He had clear chances yesterday. Yes, some he took, and when he did take, he scored a goal. But you can see that trend in that game of Mexico versus South Africa to South Korea versus Czech Republic. Actually, they thought Czech was going to win that game, but it turns out South Korea was much stronger in a way. First half, both teams were playing bass boost. Then second half, then that's when one decided to remember that, oh, we are going to play football here. They scored. Fantabulous throwing header by the guy who scored the header, Kreshi. He scored the header, and it was a nice header. And then South Korea remembered that, oh, we are disciplined here. Our country does not want us to. We cannot disappoint our country. And then that is what it means fighting for the badge in the country, bro. South Korea actually did fight for the badge. And then they come back to win 2-1. And then it just reminded me of the players that they did have, actually. Guys, these people have Son Lee from PSG. This one guy from Feyenoord who was actually very good. I don't know if a lot of you guys know him, but I do know him. Then Kim Min-jae from Kim whatever from Bayern Munich. Like, bro, now I did not actually underestimate them, because if you watch my predictions, I actually did predict them to go a little bit far in the competition. But I did not expect that they would be able to have that much reliance on a player like Son or Lee Kangin Lee from PSG, or even Wang and Kim Min-jae Kim from Bayern Munich. Like, that is another example. Leading into the game that just finished, actually, that made me actually record this video, is Canada versus Bosnia. I did say something in my prediction that Bosnia is not a team that we should look down on, because they're a team that, yes, they can cause commotions, they can cause problems, because not really problems, but defensively, they look a little bit solid. They are not like that big defensive team that we all know, like as a nation or something like that. But seeing them play against Italy, was actually the first game I've actually watched for Bosnia. It made me discover that they have tall players, not really too tall, but tall players are there, and their defense is kind of solid. And for their defense to be a little bit solid in games like this, it just means they can just take one chance that they have and lock the box, which they actually wanted to do against Canada. But Canada actually did luckily get a goal towards the end of the game, making it 1-1 draw. But talking about the performance of Canada, the people from my tribe will understand. Canada. Oh my God, those people are on Canada. What kind of play is that? These people are playing like they just like when we used to play football, like when we don't know anything. Well, I'm not going to put this to Jonathan Davis, because he's one of the players that can actually did rely on. He tried his best. They removed him later on, which I don't think was the right decision. But as I was saying, a link of how teams can rely on players. Yes, they did rely on him, but it did not too pop off. And this other guy, that his name is Nigerian, bro, I actually did almost deny him. In fact, I denied him in a little bit. Oluwaseyi, Jesus Christ! I checked, this guy is playing for Villa. I thought they would win this game. I actually did know they would win or draw, but I didn't expect the game to go like that. I thought Bosnia would just get like a goal after Canada has scored and then try to lock the place, and maybe Canada can scrap away 2-1. But them getting the first goal from a set piece, by the way, but still a goal. Canada not having a response to that immediately was insane, by the way. Canada, the Canada team they need to get better. They actually do need to get better. Going on in this competition, they cannot play the way they played, and they were playing in their home turf. Actually, I was looking at the fans, and it was just very funny because it just really shows that Canada is not like a real football nation. I'm not putting them down in the sense that they don't know how to play football. I'm saying that generally they are not like a football nation. Like I'll even compare it to like in Nigeria. The truth of the matter is the fans were laughing when they even scored a goal against them when they went 1-0 down. I just felt like these people didn't actually know what was at stake. It's just 3 games. You lose one, that's problem. That is a big, big problem. You lose your first game at least in your own turf. Another player that I actually did want to highlight that actually I almost forgot about him was some people were saying Kone is good, but I think in their next game they should start Kone Istukiao, Cornelius, and Ahmed Ali. Ali Ahmed he came from the bench, and also the guy that scored the goal, not Promise David, the guy that actually scored the goal. What's his name again? I think it was Jurin or Larin. Okay, yeah, Larin. Larin was the one that scored the goal. I think they should kind of start those people majorly. That should be the core of the team. Jonathan Davis, Ahmed Ali, Sai Larin. He actually plays for Southampton. That's nice. Larin, Cornelius, and Kone. I think that should be like their solid team that they should be around in this competition, because those are kind of the only players I see that are actually looking very solid in the competition at the moment or on the pitch at the moment. Maybe the other ones will pop off at later on. We don't know. But Bosnia actually did well, tried to get the goal and lock the place up. Also trying to do counter attacks, transition, but they were not just, I would say maybe not too lucky enough. This guy from PSV and Dovin is actually good, 21 years old. What is his name? Bajraktarevic. Actually solid player. Actually solid player. I saw him play against Italy, and he popped up very well. I just hope he will have a good World Cup round, and maybe teams will start looking out for him. But the other games that are coming up, probably I'll do the review or preview, whatever. I'm saying all those names. I'll do that probably on Sunday or after Sunday, or maybe in the afternoon of Sunday, maybe when the games are over for Sunday. And yeah, we'll see how the games go. But the World Cup is on. Quite fantabulous, quite interesting actually. All the games have been nice. They've been all interesting. There's no team that is sitting back and saying, "Oh, all we want to do is defend." All of them are going for it, and it just shows that this is the World Cup, and it's actually very good what FIFA has done, or maybe IFAB. New rules also, the rules of throwing. You can't waste time during throwing. You can also waste time during corner kicks. I think they can review corner kicks. They can review yellow cards. Nice rules actually that we'll probably talk about later on in the summer when the next season is about to start, because that's when those rules would have been played more, and then we'll understand what is going on at that moment, at that time. But guys, confession, guys. I know you guys are not much here, but confession. What was it? Yes, I actually did miss the South Korea versus Czech Republic game because I thought it was 5 in the afternoon. I forgot the difference between 24 hours clock. I just kind of forgot it. Yeah, but I still got the match. I got you guys. Well, yeah, we still got the match, and yeah, we're in it. That's it for me, guys, in this one. I'll catch you guys on Sunday for the review of this other night's one and the Sunday games. I think it's about 4 or 5 games already at that time. And we'll just briefly, it's just a little bit rant, it's just my own view about all the games that have been going on and things. No, we're just here for vibe, and we're just here to enjoy football game. You understand? You understand, guys? Love you guys. Catch you guys in the next one. And still, I know it's not football games, I know it's not club games, but still, of the Chelsea.